All right, so that Jon Jones Stipe fight just took place a few days ago. I had a few days to sort of think and just sort of my thoughts on Jon Jones moving forward. What a performance that was. A lot of people are trying to actually hate, saying he looked old. I mean, he looked like the heavyweight Jon Jones. I mean, people were expecting him to be as fast as he is at light heavyweight or was at light heavyweight. That's just not going to be the case when you're, walking around at 240. And Jon Jones, in my opinion, he looked pretty damn good. And I think if I were to bet on it going into the Aspinall fight, if he does fight Aspinall, I have Jon Jones winning that fight. I'm not going to lie. If they have him as a plus 115 underdog last time I checked, just future odds. Sometimes they do that on those gambling sites. Jon Jones that was the first time I've ever seen him as a slight underdog. He also with when he had Francis Ngannou, they had that future matchup. He was like a even odds or something like that. I'll be real with you. I don't think Aspinall has really beat anyone. Good. I mean, that's not his fault. I mean, his biggest win is probably over Sergey Pavlovich and, Curtis Blades. Curtis Blades has lost to everybody. You know what I mean? Knocked out by Derek Lewis and Francis Ngannou multiple times. Aspinall, Pavlovich beat him. All right. So he hasn't really beat anyone. I really wanted to see Aspinall and Ngannou. I still believe Ngannou probably beats him in that fight. The thing is, if you're the UFC, you got to pull out the bag, man. You cannot lose two heavyweight champions due to money issues, right? The reason Francis Ngannou, your current champion, left was because of what? He literally left because of money issues. So he went to boxing, right? So he goes to boxing, gets way more money than he probably would ever in the UFC. Yeah, he does get knocked out and some brain damage there, but the last thing you want to do is lose another heavyweight champion due to money, right? Pay the guy. He definitely deserves it. If anyone deserves it, it's Jon Jones. That being said, I don't know what kind of money he's asking for, but in my opinion, I think he makes more money with the Pereira fight, right? Why? Because Pereira is a bigger star than Aspinall, which means he's going to sell more pay-per-views fighting Pereira, right? Let's say he's only got one. If it were up to me, right, I would want to see him fight both. I'd want to see him fight Aspinall and do the super fight with Pereira, right? Ideally, Pereira beats Ankalaev, Jones beats Aspinall, and then they do the super fight. That'll be massive, right? That'll be the biggest fight ever. But Jones is trying to say that he's only got one left. So if he's only got one left, who would you rather see him fight, Aspinall or Pereira? I'd rather see him fight Pereira. And obviously, he wants to ride off into the sunset. He's trying to make as much money as possible. Pereira's going to make him more money than Aspinall, clearly, unless, Uncle Dana pulls out the bag, which they usually don't do. They really don't pull out the bag for anyone unless your name's Conor McGregor. So that's, I don't know how that's going to work. But, those are my thoughts on it.
BetUS, America's favorite sportsbook and casino. Live betting and racebook. We're celebrating 30 years with a historic offer. A 125% sign-up bonus on your first 3 deposits. Plus 10% gambler's insurance. Get started today. BetUS, where the game begins.